it's better that way for security purposes. My wonderful coworker Paul Carter is here, and he'll be helping answering the questions. You guys, you sent a bunch of questions to me ahead of the session. Some of it I personally responded because they were out of the scope of the session, and some of it I might not be able to answer, again, because it's out of the scope of the session, but I will try as much as possible to respond to your questions as well. And this session is the title of the session is Stage 2 A to Z. But when I did a practice run and tried to just see how much time it takes to do A to Z, actually it went way more than an hour. So I had to cut back. But don't worry about it. I will try to cover the most important parts. And also, I'm going to show you the resources like help files and videos, things like that, that for the things that you don't know now, you know where to find help for them and understand how to get started. Okay, so let's get started. Let me just share my screen with you. And I'll just close this. Okay, so I think the first question that everybody was, not everybody, but I mean, the main topic of this session was that what is stage 2? What does it entail? So just briefly, in stage 2, you start delivering and also adapting your courseware to your own teaching context. So when you start teaching 2, you identify the level, the link level, and also like the CLV level of your learners. You let your mentor know. And then we will give you the courseware that is already preloaded with CLV level appropriate activities, and you can use them with your learners. And you get to edit a bit. You get to pick and choose which ones you want to show, you want to use, and all that. Now, the requirements to complete stage 2, there is a list of activities that you are supposed to complete, and I will show you where to find them. That should be a very good starting point for you to know that, okay, so I have to complete all these in order to pass this stage successfully. And so you need to complete those activities. For the practicum part, you should use your courseware with your students for a minimum of 4 weeks. And there was a question in the questions that can I use 1 or 2 students? There should be a minimum of 4 students, but this is the minimum. Honestly, the more, the better. It's better for you if you can use with more students. And also try to use a variety of different types of activities. Like, you know, there is H5Ps, there is BBB, there is score packages. In this way, you learn them better, and also you understand what works better for your students. And that by the end of your stage 2, you're supposed to write a reflective statement. So if you have all that kind of information, you have collected your feedback from students, you can write a well-informed reflective statement that is needed for you to pass successfully stage 2. So that's pretty much about the requirements to complete the stage 2. And if you're fresh in stage 2, very briefly, where do I start? So to start, usually we send this information to you when we send out the welcome to stage 2 email. When you go to Avenue, to your stage 2, there is a video overview, and then there is an assessment document. The video overview, I'm not going to play it for you. I'm sure that you can play it on your own, but I'm going to briefly go over the assessment document just to, just to highlight what are the important stuff that you need to do instead of, in order to pass stage 2. Going over the assessment document is a very important step for you to understand what do I need in order to pass this stage successfully, because by the end of stage 2, you submit your assessment document to your mentor. We go over it, we give you feedback once, you can edit it, and you send it for the second time, and then we'll give you the final feedback, and then you can get your certificate. Okay, let me just go to Avenue. Okay. So, sorry, bear with me for a second. I just wanted to first show you the assessment document that you can find in your stage 2. So let me just pull out the assessment document. I already downloaded it. Let me just open it so you can see it. Okay. So the top part, is just your information, and then delivery context. You need to identify what is your link level, how long did you use it with your students, in what context. Well, Avenue is optimally you want to use it in a blended setting, but with COVID and everything, we are all using it like solely online, and that's absolutely fine. That's actually pretty amazing that we were able to adapt this way, because what are the other options, right? So you have to identify those. And this is a list of activities that you need to complete, that you need to create. And I will go over most of them. Like I said, because of time, I can't do all of them. I will show you step by step how to do them. And for the ones that I can't, I will show you the help files on how to do them. And then there are some other tasks, like there's a course management quiz. There are some your reflective opinion about good teaching principle tasks and ideas for applying tasks. That there are forums on stage 2. It will tell you how to do that. Step by step, you go through them. And by the end of it, there is a reflective statement. So you write your reflective statement here. And at the bottom of it, there is a stage 2 reflective statement rubric. And that is for you to understand what is expected of you to write a cohesive, well-informed reflective statement. So read this guide and make sure that you meet the requirements of this sort of essay, reflective essay, and before you submit it to your instructor. And that's basically it. That's it. Okay. So now I would like to go over the tasks you are supposed to do in order to complete the stage 2. But before I do that, because I went through your questions and also in the course description for the webinar, it was also use of ePortfolio, and the repeating question was about ePortfolios. So I thought, instead of just going over all the activities that you're supposed to do complete, I will first go over ePortfolio because that seemed to be the most pressing for you guys. And I will go this way. I'm not going to go into too much details about ePortfolio because there are excellent resources out there. Jim has already done a very comprehensive webinar on it, and I will show you how to find it. But I'm just going to touch base with you because it's confusing, and just to know how to, how to access it and how it gets populated and stuff like that. Okay. I'm going to refer you to this website many times during this webinar, because there are wonderful help files there. Pretty much everything you need is there. So it's LearnIT2teach.ca. I made this screenshots here for you because I'm gonna, when the session is done, I'm gonna attach this to this PowerPoint presentation to the teacher-only forum. So you can have it, and if you forget that where was the resources, where were the the help files, with the screenshots you can remember where to find them. But I'm going to actually show you where they are. So I'm just going to go to LearnIT2teach.ca. So that's it, LearnIT2teach.ca. And then there is a tab that is called support. And when you go all the way down to Avenue support, you will see there is Avenue stage 2, stage 3, Avenue more help. So at this stage, the two sections that you need, the first one is Avenue stage 2 support. And we will come back here a lot of times because I'm going to show you help files here. They are awesome. And also for PBLA, for portfolio, again, you go to support, Avenue support, and Avenue more help. Okay, remember that. Avenue more help. And when you go to the bottom of Avenue more help, you see all the ePortfolio files, how to tag it, how to view it, everything is here. So don't worry if some of it you don't know right now, because you can always go back and double check. Okay, so the question that came that popped up a lot through the registration form was how to send the activities to the ePortfolio, how the activities go there. Well, number one, not all activities go in the ePortfolio. Some of them you can set it to go automatically to ePortfolio, and some others they don't, and some of them you can manually upload. And for fuller list of the things that you could do, like I said, go through these help files. It will tell you, but I'm going to show you maybe one. But the key for it to get populated automatically into the binder, into ePortfolio, is that you need to tag it. So if you don't tag it, nothing goes into the ePortfolio. You need to tag it first, and then when your students attempt those, it will go to their ePortfolio, and you can see it as well. They can see it, you can see it, you can download it, whatever. If, let's say, some of the students have already done some of the activities and you tag it after, I might be wrong, but based on the practices I did, it won't go into their ePortfolio. It should have been tagged before the task is attempted. For those, you can maybe manually upload them, but make sure to tag, and I'll show you how to tag it. Okay, so let's say I'm in my course, and this is just a sample course I've made as a teacher, so you can see how things would look like. So let's say I'll go to my link 4, and let me see how to put this on the side.
Sorry to interrupt, Marjan. I just
Yes,
noticed
please.
that Chelsea has raised her hand. Chelsea, if you'd like to
Oh,
type in the chat box, you can type something there. And maybe we can help you out. Thank you, Marjan. This is fabulous.
thank you very much. I'm just trying to see how I can move this. Okay, I'll just move it to the top here. Okay. Okay, so I'm in my link 4, and I think that like in this at home, in our community, I want to see which activities are good for ePortfolio. And this is your decision as a teacher to decide which activities you want to use for ePortfolio. So you should do your homework ahead of time and think that, okay, I think this and this and this, they have enough potential to elicit a good listening sample, a good speaking, a good writing sample, things like that. The ones you like, you tag them, you assign it to your students to do them, and it will go to their ePortfolio. Like SCORM packages, they don't go to ePortfolio. But forums, a lot of writings, assignments for sure, quizzes, they all go to ePortfolio. So let's say, for example, I have this one, Owning a Home Abroad, and I want to tag this to go to my ePortfolio. So first step is that, no, I don't know how to get rid of this, is that, well, you turn editing on, and then you go to the task you would like to tag, and here it's Owning a Home Abroad. And let me just click on it. So you see the task, it's a speaking task. So there's some prompt, and by the end of it, it asks the students to submit their speaking sample. So you think that, yeah, I think it's a good sample for speaking. I want to use it for my learners' ePortfolio. So you click on Edit button next to the task, and then you click on Edit Settings. So the settings open. You don't do anything here except for tags. So you go all the way down to the bottom of the page, and you click on tags. I'm going to remove these tags because I already tagged. Basically, it looks like this. When you open it, it doesn't have any tags. So you want to have 2 tags. The first one is always ePortfolio. By tagging it, you are telling the system that I want this activity to go to my ePortfolio. So you just do ePortfolio, you click it. And the second one is the skill. So this one was the speaking one. So you click on speaking. So now you have ePortfolio and speaking. You have these 2 tags, and then you save it. You save and return to course. And that's how you tag a task. And you know that whenever your students do that, it will go to ePortfolio. Okay, very briefly. I will show you a little bit how you can get more information about how to do tags and what is taggable and things like that. But just to give you an idea. And then once your student attempted, you want to see, okay, how did they do it? How can I access that ePortfolio and whatnot? There was another question that how can I get the how can I go to the teacher homepage? So this is what you see on my screen. This is now the classroom view of Avenue. The teacher home view is the screen that you see login, the teacher home view. And I got this also question that I always have to log out and log back in to go there. You don't need to do it. Just click on the word Avenue here. Okay, remember that? Just click on word Avenue. Let me show you. I'm just clicking on the word Avenue here on top. And sometimes it asks you to log in again. Just log in. One more time. And it takes you to, see it says teacher home. So by default, when you log in, it takes you to teacher home. But if you're in the classroom view, I'm going to click on the classroom view so you understand again what is the difference. So this is the classroom view that you could see, you know, your courses here and everything, and you have the navigation drawer and everything. If you want to go back and find, especially for ePortfolio, it is not in the classroom view. It is in the teacher home view. So click on Avenue. And it takes you back here. This is the teacher homepage that you see your courses. You can enroll your students. And also there is the binder, which is for ePortfolio. I'm going to click on the binder. And I want to see a ePortfolio of the sample student. It's just a fake student, it's myself, but I did a bunch of activities to show you. So you need to select a course. And for this one, the course I want to see is for my link 4. And then you need to select a student. And you might have a long list of students. For me is Marjan student. And these are all the tasks that I already tagged. And my student, Marjan student, completed them. And they went to my ePortfolio. You can download them, and whichever that you want. You just select it. So you click, click, click. You can click all of them. And you see it says download 3 items. So these 3 items, I can download them, or whatever, you can download all of them. The same way, you can sometimes, because like I said, not everything can go directly to ePortfolio, you might want to upload stuff into your ePortfolio. Let's say a student emailed you something, and you think that, oh, I think that's a good idea. That's a good piece actually for this particular student's ePortfolio. You can upload it. There are different ways to use it. One common way would be take a screenshot of that particular task and upload it just as a picture. The other way, if it is an email, I can show you how to send the email as a PDF, how to save it as a PDF. Let's say, for example, I have this sample writing from my student in the email. In my home country, people usually live in apartments. Apartments in my home country are very big. Only a few people live in houses. I think it's a good sample. So you can either take a screenshot of it, or you can click on print, the print icon. Click. So you can save this document as you remember. I'm going to save it in my A to Z folder that I remember. And because I already did it, it's asking me to replace it. So I saved it. Now you can go to your, I'm going back to the ePortfolio of that particular student. And now do you see this, this upload icon? I can now upload that here. So I click on it and it says, okay, what course was it? I say, well, it was link 4. What skill was it? The skill was speaking, oh, sorry, writing, because it came from email. And choose the file. And it's very compatible for a wide range of different types of files. So I go there, it's Gmail, the sample email, open, and you click on upload. And you see it says sample student email PDF successfully uploaded. And you close it. And it goes right here, it goes to PBLA and it's here. So just a quick overview. This is just a quick overview of how the PBLA is done. I'm going to take you back a little bit to the help files and also the videos that you can use more for PBLA, for your binder. So I'm going to go back to the LearnIT2teach website. Only if I can access it with this thing hanging over. Ah, there you go. Okay. And so again, remember support, Avenue support. And for PBLA, you go to Avenue more help. I go to the bottom and here is ePortfolio files, like how to tag an activity, how to view a learner's ePortfolio, how to upload, how to preview, a bunch of, and they all have wonderful visuals. Let me just show you just one of them. So everything is like, you know, with pictures, really simple arrows, simple descriptions. It's really easy to understand, easy to follow. So trust these files, they're amazing. I'm going to show you one more resource. And those are the webinars that are already done on these things. And they are absolutely amazing. So let me show you how to access those webinars. Whatever webinar we do, it gets posted on our channel, to teach channel. So let me show you how to access it. So if you go to YouTube, just type LearnIT to teach here. And then this is the channel, LearnIT2teach. And if you haven't subscribed, it's a good idea to subscribe because every time that there is a new webinar posted, you will get a notification and you know that, okay, something new is up there. Anyway, you just click on the icon for LearnIT2teach. And it just takes you to the channel and you can see all the videos. Now you see here is a list and there is a search button here. Do you see the search button here in this corner? When you click on that, you can search within LearnIT2teach source of videos. And here I'm going to type ePortfolio and hit enter. Even though there were some mistakes, but see, this is the ePortfolio webinar that Jim did in December. And there was an older version that Paul did 8 months ago, but here you can find them easily. You can watch them and you have them at your fingertips. So yeah. Paul, if there are any questions so far, please let me know. And also let me know if the pace is okay, if everybody is following. I hope I'm not too fast.
It seems to be great, Marjan. Thank you. Everything's great.
Awesome.
One
Awesome.
question is about can you listen to audio in the binder, or do you need to download it to listen to it? I think you may need to download it, eh?
To tell you the truth, I'm not sure about it. I know there is preview options for some items, but I'm not sure. I suggest to, one way would be to give it a try, that if you can listen. The other one would be to view a learner's ePortfolio contents at Avenue, because I know some of them you can view. I'm not sure if a preview is available for audio. Sorry about that.
No, thank you. That was kind of the answer I gave too.
It was the same, yeah. We are learning this thing, right? So we are going to test different things. I'm actually really excited about it because I think it's an amazing thing, but it's still newer and we are learning. But yeah, there are different features we can try. Okay, so that was about ePortfolio. Now let's get to the parts that are actually in the assessment document for stage 2. So the first on the list was adding a file or a course outline. So a course outline is a good example for a file. Files could be Word documents and PDF. PDFs are preferred just because people cannot alter them. And you can easily change Word documents to PDF and then add it. But if you'd rather just add a Word document as well, that's absolutely fine too. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to go to the classroom view of my avenue. And I'm going to go to my link 4. I'm going to do activities here for you to see. And when you want to add an activity, any one of those, like a file, a page, anything, first thing you do, you click on Turn Editing On here. So I click Turn Editing On, and then you see here, add an activity or resource in the 0 topics section. You click on that. And a big page opens and it gives you a lot of options. I got this question that there are so many options. How do I know which one to use? Well, go with the assessment documents because there are so many of them. We don't expect you to know all of them. We are not going to just throw you in the deep end. So just your guide should be the assessment document. Go with the ones that are in the assessment document. And if you would like to explore others, by all means, but the ones you need to start with are the ones in the assessment document. And if you see, like, next to each one, there is an information icon. If you click on that, I'm going to click just on the assignment information icon. It just gives you a blurb about what is this activity, what does it do, and you can get more help about it and understand it more. So that's a very good thing to know that, okay, what are these things? So now we want to do a file. So here is a file. I'm going to click on the file. And so add a new file page opens. Whatever that has this red thing next to it, it means that that section is mandatory. You have to do it. If it doesn't have the red exclamation mark, it's not mandatory, it's optional. So you need a file. Let's say the name is course outline. Like the description, it's up to you. Like I said, you can say, like, this is the outline for link 5. You can choose the display description on course page. I normally don't do it all the time because it makes the view of your course page a little bit too crowded. I just leave it just for specific things that I want the students to see immediately. I don't think you need to do this here right away. It's your call though. And then here you add your file. There are 2 ways to do it. You can just drop the files here to add them. Some people have difficulty with dragging and dropping. So you can just, I'm going to show you both. So if you don't want to drag and drop, you just click on the file icon here. I'm going to add. Then you click on upload a file. Then you choose a file. And make sure you know where to look for the file. That's one of the key things. Sometimes you are not sure, where did I save it? I've already saved my outline here. So I'm just going to click on it. Click on open. And then upload this file. So the file is here. We are not done yet, okay? But the file is here. I just want to show you also if I can drag and drop it. And my drag and drop might look a little bit different because I'm working out of a MacBook, but the idea is just you press and hold and drag it. So I'm just going to show you how to do that as well. I'll go to my documents, and here is the course outline. I'm just going to drag it, and not this one, and just drop it here. It's a drop files here to upload. Now you see that this one's, because it's the exact same file and the computer is smart, it's recognizing it's the same file. It's telling me, do you want to override it? I say, yeah, because I don't want to have two files. I just wanted to show you how you can either drag and drop or click on the file to add it. Then for appearance, you can choose to display resource description. But the most important thing for this part is the display feature, because it opens a new window to show the document to the student. Automatic is not a too bad option, but I usually go by in a pop-up. In a pop-up, make sure that it opens on a different window so students don't get confused what it is. Sometimes it works. Try different things, but it's just my personal preference. I use in a pop-up. And then save and return to course. Let's do that and see how it looks like. Okay, now I have my course outline. You see that it's been added here. I click on it, and you see that it opens the course outline on a new page. So my Avenue page is still open here, and the course outline opens on a new page. I can just go back to it, go back to my Avenue. I'm just going to close this course outline. And I'm going to show you something else. Maybe your course outline is here, but you want to move it all the way to the very top, right? So you see this move cursor there. If you press and hold and move it, you can move it as long as it's within a small area. So let's say I want to move it. I'm just pressing and hold and then moving it to the top. You know, I can move it that way. But if you want to move something, you know, way down the line, it's best just click. Don't drag and hold it. Just click on it. When you just click on this move cursor, it gives you a list of options. Where do you want to move it to? And in this way, you don't get confused that where it's going to move, because if you just, if it's a big area and you want to move it like this, it gets a little bit tricky. The system gets confused and you might lose where your activity went. So for moving it through the course, if it's a big area, it's best just to click on it and select the place you want it to move to. So that's about course outline. I will just go quickly over the help files for it to show you, if you forget about it, where you can find it. Don't worry about it at all. So again, back to LearnIT2teach.ca, support, Avenue support, and Avenue Stage 2 support. And then you go to customizing and creating content, adding a course outline. I'm going to click on that to show you. So that's exactly what we did. At first, it has some sort of blurb for you if you would like to change your document to PDF, how you can do it. But that's what we did, adding a course outline. We turn editing on. We chose a name and description for it. We selected a file. For appearance, we selected a pop-up, and that's it. So here's the help file for it. I hope everything is good and I can move on to the next one.
Excellent. Thank you, Marjan. This is fabulous.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thanks so much, Paul, for just, because I'm not sure if I'm going the right, the pace is okay or anything. So as long as you give me reassurance, that's perfect. Okay. Add a teacher contact page. This is another item on your stage 2 assessment document. And it's a good opportunity. So a page is different from a file. A page is much simpler. It's just a page. There's no attachment to it. So let's do that. It's actually fun and it's helpful. And it's a good opportunity to see the text editor, which it's a wonderful tool in Moodle and in our Avenue. Get away. Okay. So I'm gonna go to my course And this time I'm gonna add a page. So again, editing is on. I haven't turned it off, so it's still on. Add an activity or resource. And then I add a page. Where is a page? Sorry, I just turned 50, so my eyes aren't as good as, there you go. Page. So let's say this page is contact info. And this is a text editor. And I want to just spend maybe a little bit of time and show you the features because it's amazing. Let's say teacher's name. Excuse me. Marjan Bateni. Then you can, if you select it, there are different features of text editor. For example, you can make it, but by click on B, you can make it bold, or you can make the whole thing like bigger if you select everything. And you click on this A thing, which is for font size and style, and then choose, for example, heading medium. It makes everything bigger. And then imagine I want to add my organization. So for example, I write organization, and my organization is LearnIT2teach. And I want my students, when they go to this page, I want them to actually be able to access the website for LearnIT2teach from here. So I can link the website to these words. So what I would do, I'll just go to LearnIT2teach. So these words, LearnIT2teach.ca, I copy it. You can right click or copy it. The shortcut is always Control-C. And then I go back. I mark these words. And I click on the link icon here. See that? When you hover over it, it tells in tiny fonts that what it is. It says link. So I click on that. And it says enter a URL. You click inside the box and you do Control-V, or you right click and paste it. And then it's a good idea to open in a new window. I select that and I create link. So that's one of the other features of the text editor. Or maybe you want to add like a welcome note and you can record your own voice. It's amazing. I really like it. So do you see this audio, this microphone thingy, record audio thing? I'm going to show you how it works. So I'm going to click on it. And I'm going to do record. I'm just pressing record. Welcome, everyone. I'm just going to keep it short and then play. Welcome, everyone. Well, I'm loud. And then upload. And it says uploaded successfully. And then insert. Oh, I'm so sorry. I made a big mistake. I'm so sorry, guys. Everything we did here, it shouldn't be in the description section. It should be in the page content. I'm so sorry, I messed up. So the description section is only for like, this is a contact page, or you can just leave it empty. It's up to you. I'm gonna see if I can just move everything to the page content. Hopefully it works. So my bad. So yeah, the description you see doesn't have the red thing next to it. It's not mandatory. It's not the content of the page. It's just a description of the page. The page content is in the second one that I put my stuff there. And then for appearance, display the page name. I don't want the page description to show. It's up to you. You can try a couple of different things and see which one is better for you. But you don't need to go through all of the options. It's not that complicated. And let's save and return to course. And you see my contact info page is here. So let's click on that and see if it works. Yeah, so you see, teacher's name is Marjan Bateni, organization is LearnIT2teach, and it's linked. I'm going to click on it. So you see, as soon as I click on it, it opens the LearnIT2teach website. I'm just going to go back to my page, and also my audio is there. Welcome, everyone. So students can listen to it as well. And that's how you have a contact page, how you can add it to your course. Okay. So that's about adding a contact page. Next one on the list, let me just pull this up, is adding a URL. And I have this question that, what is the difference? Is URL the same as the address for a web page? Yeah. So a link to a web page or URL, it's the same. And like you saw, for example, in the page that I just added in the contact page, you can also add a URL to a contact page, or later I can show you in a label, in any way. But if you want to keep track of who actually did view that particular website, then add it as a URL. Okay, for example, you want an activity, you want to make sure your students actually viewed that particular website. If you add it as a URL, then you can see that in students' activity report, you can see that if the students viewed or didn't view that particular website. So that's why adding a URL is helpful. Let me show you how it's done. Okay, so I'm gonna add an activity or resource. And this time I look for a URL. Here it is. And for this URL, I want to do like settlement.org. Let me just open it. Settlement.org. Because students can go, take a look here, and also they can ask a question if they want to. So this just a sample. I'm sure you have millions of different better ideas that I do. I'm just gonna copy this link. I always have difficulty with spelling, so I trust copy paste more than writing things down. So the name of this URL is welcome to Ontario, or whatever you want. And then for the URL, you just copy and paste it here. I'm just going to do Control-V and paste it here. And the description for URL, actually, it's pretty important, I think, because URL is such a standalone activity. The students, they just see a URL and they don't know what to do with it. So you can use the description to tell them what you want them to do with it. So you can, for example, in my case, I would say, take a look at this website and then post a question, for example. And for this one, I want to show it on the course page. It's my personal preference. Like I said, just because it's a URL and they don't see anything else. And appearance, it says automatic. I've noticed that with different types of websites, they work differently. It depends. I think sometimes it depends on the source. They are not all the same. So try different things before you just make it available to your students. Try it for yourself and see that, does it actually show? Does the website actually show? Sometimes automatic doesn't work. Then go to pop-up, try different things and see which one works better. And then save and return to course. So here is my URL. See, welcome to Ontario. So I'm going to click on that. And it takes me to the Welcome to Ontario webpage. And you see the description is already at the bottom. That take a look at this website and then post the question. So hopefully students know what to do with it. Let me show you briefly, but I think also I missed out on the page, the help files for these two resources that I showed you. So again, LearnIT2teach, support, Avenue support, Avenue Stage 2 support. And so customizing and creating. So we looked at how to add a page. Let me show you one more time. So we turn editing on, we added a page, and we added some description that I messed up. But then look at this contact page. Isn't it so nice? And you can add pictures. Images are wonderful. Your students love it. And if you'd like, you can add one of your pictures, whatever you're comfortable, or the logo of your organization. And so here it gives you a very good, thorough explanation of all the features of the text editor. So you can see what are the different things on the text editor, what do they do. So you can, try them on and see how they can be helpful to you. And that's what we did. And for yeah, and then if you want how to move it, and then you have a contact page. So that's the help file for adding a contact page. And then this is the help file for adding a URL. It doesn't say a URL, it says linking to a website, which is the same thing. I'm going to click on it. And here it explains that why URL could be more preferred versus, adding a link, linking a word in a page or a label, things like that, only because you can keep track of it in students' gradebook, in student activity report. And like I showed you, you turn editing on, you add the link, and you add the description you want to. Appearance could be automatic or in a pop-up, and that's it. That's what you need to do to add a URL. Okay. Next on list is add a choice activity. So why do we need a choice activity? A lot of times, I think choice activities are the best for your need analysis. You want to know, what do my students prefer? What do they need? And so doing a choice activity helps you to make informed decisions as of how to plan, what are the different methods. For example, you want to know, what writing style do my students prefer? So I can use that in your lesson planning. That you can do with a choice activity. So let me show you how to do that. I go back to my course. Why do I have two of them? Let me close one of them, not to get myself confused. And I click on add an activity or resource. Remember, my turn editing on was still on. I hadn't turned it off. It's off. Remember to turn it on. And then add an activity or resource. And this time you want to click on choice here. So the choice name here for me is writing, or let's say, which writing activity. Sorry, bad spelling. I should be careful. A lot of teachers are watching me. And then here in the text box, choice activities could be a little bit dull. So I encourage you to make them more interesting. Add a picture, especially for if you're really lower level learners, you have them 1 and 2s, then text might be too difficult. Let's say if you want to see what area you need more practice on, is it reading, writing, listening, speaking, you can add pictures instead of words, or for the at least for the description part. So let's say I write, what activity, what writing activity 50 do you like the most? And like audio as well here, or I can click on the picture. I can add an image if I'd like to. I'm just clicking on the audio. I would love to know what different writing activity types you like the most. Let me know. And again, I click on that on the record and it stops. I play it. I would love to know what different writing activity types you like the most. Let me know. And then I upload it. And then I insert it. So that's the description. For display, leave it display horizontally. It's just fine. Then for this one, the second one, I want to draw your attention to the second one. Allow more than one choice to be selected. If you want more than one choice to be selected, choose that, select this for a yes. Like for this one, maybe I want, because they might have more than one preferred choice. But if you want them to only choose one, then keep it at no, don't allow more than one. Limit the number of responses allowed. If you want, allow one person to do more than one response, limit it. If not, don't. And then enter the options. You need minimum one option, but you can do as many as you want. For example, let's say one writing style is forum, the other one is blog, the other one maybe is like, maybe some people like to journal, maybe some people they like to write emails, maybe they want to but they want you to assign a paragraph to them, right? Maybe they want to do assignment, and you can add add three fields to the forum at a time, so you can add as many as you wish. Now, with choice activities, it's a good idea to have an availability time set. I think it came up that how you can set time, start and end date for stuff. It's under the availability tab that you can set end date and start date for particular activities. So for example, I wanted to start from today, so I enable allow responses, and usually the default is on day and time that I'm starting this, and allow response until. And number one, you enable it, but make sure to be careful. You don't want to end it on the same day, same time. So let's say you want to give them 5 days to complete it or whatever until, let's say, January 20th. I enable it. So they have 5 days to do it. For results, you can choose not to show the results to your students. It's absolutely your choice. Think about it. If you think that for students knowing this thing would be interesting, you can choose to show it to the students. If it's just for your information, you can choose not to share it. And so if you'd like to share it with the students, you have the choice to show them right after they answer or after the choice is closed. My personal preference is after the choice is closed, because sometimes when students see the choices other students have made, it kind of dissuade them from their original decisions. They might want to go back and change it, but you want to know their true opinion. Anyway, it's just my personal preference. Show results students only after the choice is closed. And that's it. The rest of it, you don't need to do anything. Save and return to course. Okay, and here is my choice. Which writing activity? Let's click on it and see how it looks like. What writing activity do you like the most? And there is this audio. I would love to know what different writing activity types you like the most. Let me know. Sorry, I'm too loud. And then it says anonymous results will be published after the activity is closed. And let's say I like both assignments and I like forums. I can select 2 here because that's what I allow the student to do. If it's just one, they can just select one, and then you save my choice. And that's how a choice activity is done. Okay. Let's just take you quickly to the help file for doing a choice activity. So here, again, under customizing and creating content, it doesn't say exactly choice. It says creating a needs assessment choice. So I click on that. It's the same thing. So we turned editing on. We added an activity or resource. We clicked on choice. We selected a name for it. There could be a description or not. There should be a name for sure. And there is a description. You definitely can add pictures to it. You can add audio to it. You can get as creative as you want with it. Display mode we chose horizontally. And for this one, allow more than one choice. I chose yes, because that's what I wanted. For this particular one, you can choose just no for it if you wish. And you can add more fields to it if you have a lot of options. We selected availability for it because the availability for this one, availability is important because you want everybody's opinion to be collected before you start planning your lesson, right? So it's a good idea to make sure, okay, it's closed. I have all the information I want, and I'm going to decide how to go, which activities to give more, which one less. And for the results, you can choose to share it with your students or not. And that's it. That's how you do a choice activity. Just take a quick look. Oh, looks like we have just 5 minutes left. Time does fly, doesn't it? Okay. So because you have just 5 minutes left, let me just go over some of your questions. But before I do that, one more time, I'm going to take you to this LearnIT2teach website and other questions that you have, other parts of this stage 2 tasks that are in the assessment tasks. Like I said before, they are here. And there are wonderful videos in the LearnIT2teach YouTube channels that you can watch. But let's go over some of the questions you ask and see maybe some of you can find them helpful. Okay, let me just take this to the top. So, do I make all courses activities visible to students when I create a course, or one at a time? Well, number one, a lot of these questions are really personal. It is your course, your class. So it is your call how to do it. The first step, though, is to make the whole course visible. And that's different from making each activity visible. My personal preference, number one, you have to make the course visible, otherwise they don't see it. Then I will make a chunk of it visible at a time, not to overwhelm students, especially when they're new and it's a remote situation. I'm going to show you quickly, just as a refresher. So when I go to my course, and I'm going to start by going back. Remember when I click on Avenue? Just going to start from here. And so this is my link 4, and I'm going to launch this course, this courseware. And here in do you see this gear edit settings? I'm going to click on the drop-down menu and edit setting for the whole course. And make sure course availability is set on show. By default, when we give it to you, it's set on hide. Make sure it is set on show. However, it doesn't show all the content. One by one, you have to select which one you want to show to your students. So you click on show, and then you save and display it, okay? But then when you go through each items, through your courseware, you can decide which one is good, which one, I don't think this is really too helpful. Like, for example, I think, oh, this server, I use bottled water. I think it's a good one, but it's hidden from students. So you click on edit and you click on show. And students can see it. So that's the answer to the first question. How to manage blocks. So blocks are really versatile and helpful, but it's a big topic. There are really good resources done on them. So let me guide you to those. On the Avenue, in the LearnIT2teach, there is in the course management section, there are block management help files, and also there are really good webinars done. I'm going to take you there to see to the YouTube channel. So again, in YouTube, when you go to YouTube, let me just take that to the corner so you can see it. I type learn, what happened? Sorry, learn IT to teach. And I click on the channel. And in the search box, I click block. Just block, even not blocks, the less, the better. And you see that there are these latest announcement block or managing blocks, how to delete it. There are a lot of help videos about how to configure a block and things like that, because blocks are, it takes longer a little bit to explain, but this is where you can find the answers to them. How to access learners' grades book. And again, I'm going to show you the help files for it because we don't have time to go over it. So again, I'm going back to Avenue Stage 2. Yes, the Stage 2 help files. And then in the help files, you can find students' grades. It should be in viewing course as a student, attendance register, and upcoming. Okay, these are managing learning activities. For sorry, I'm just having a difficulty, and it, like I said, it is primarily my eyes. I just turned 50, but it is definitely here. Hiding a course, course content, posting, introducing, attendance register, enrolling. I'm not going to kill your time for it, but it's definitely here somewhere. It's just the font is a little bit too small for me. So yeah, so here you can learn about how to access the grades book. And there's also a really nice video that Nancy has done on it. Again, if you go to the videos here and in the search, look for grade book, you will see that there are some grade books here. And there were a lot of questions about assignments as well. And so you can find wonderful videos about assignments, how to handle assignments and all not. I wish I had more time to answer more questions. Sorry about that. It's just an hour. But I hope that you actually got to see, where to find the resources, where to find the help files and videos that can help you get, answers to your questions and get started on it. And whenever you're stuck, reach out to your mentor, reach out to me, reach out to help desk. And one more time, when you go to LearnIT2teach website, there is the live help here at the bottom, and you can always type your questions, and there will be somebody to answer your questions right there and then, or maybe at a later time. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for all your patience. There was just so much information, and I hope I wasn't just too fast. The video will watch again, and the PowerPoint, I will just attach it to Avenue, and Avenue, what is that, teacher only forum, so you can see the screenshots in case you forget where everything is. Paul, thank you again so much for being this amazing help and support.
No worries, my pleasure. Lots of thank yous in the chat too. So really appreciate it, Marjan. This was wonderful.
Awesome. Okay, well, have a great night. I imagine it's still daytime, Paul, for you.
Yep, just coming up on 2 o'clock. So there's a bit
Okay,
more work yet. Have a great evening.
Yeah, have a great day, everyone. It was a pleasure.